Hi.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of
Babes Uplifted. Soon to be changed, but we'll keep you posted.
Yes.
Okay. We are.
Because, I mean, look.
Boobs
These are not babes.
boobs and balls.
Boobs and balls. There you go.
Boobs and balls united.
Well, no, but that goes along with the one that I wanted to change it to just the B, right? Because I was like, that could stand for babes, bitches, boss bitches, balls, bros, everything.
Or Power P.
Bestiality.
I mean, if you wanted to, whatever you want. Yeah, exactly. Whatever your little heart desires.
Yeah. Yep.
Sounds good.
All right, should we do the official,
Yes.
introduce and all that?
Oh.
So quick side note. I was trying to clip for, things. And I was like, we're just all over the place. So I was like, okay, we have to have some clips where we're going on in structure, so that I can clip it. Like, we're doing YouTube on this day,
Right. Yeah.
So let's go.
Okay. So hi guys, for those who don't know me, my name is Lonnie, or also known as Lonnie Babes. You can follow me on Instagram at LonnieBabes_, I believe. Yes. I think that's the new one. I just updated
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead.
I'm your
and
biggest fan, so I know.
Thank you. She kind of stalks me.
A little bit.
But yes, so that's where you can go ahead and follow me. And let's go ahead and go to this handsome, fine gentleman.
Well, there's nobody handsome on this side, but I'm Vincent. You guys can follow me on Instagram at I'm Vincent Vega. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
No, it's still weird that I because I don't promote myself.
It'll be in
But
the
whatever.
comment.
You need to.
It'll be in
Yeah.
the description box.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
there's
right.
gonna be a description box.
Oh,
Yeah,
we have a description box now.
yeah. Yep.
I'm here for it.
And
All right.
next.
And the other handsome man to my right here.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah. Guys, my name is Rich. It's so weird that my YouTube channel's shown that screen. But hey, I'm Rich. You can follow me on the Queer Rich on Instagram. It'll be in the description box down below.
Yes, yes. And this beautiful, fine motherfucking person in front of me.
Oh my God, you're making me wet. Stop it. Hi,
Can I
everyone. I'm just making me blush, guys.
I'm just saying what everybody's thinking.
Yeah.
Okay. So, hi, everyone. My name is Ari. For those of For those of you that don't know, my name is Ari. You can follow me on BUplifted. That's my main page, but you can also follow me on Mrs. Ackright. Is it Mrs. Ackright 619?
Mrs. Ackright 619.
Why are
Yeah.
we so bad at this?
I know, because we don't promote ourselves enough,
Yeah.
right? So you can follow. It's going to be in the description bar, but BUplifted is more like business stuff. But I'm going to start promoting. I'm actually going to start promoting Babes Uplifted more on the Mrs. Ackright side. I feel it fits better. You know.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, and as she was saying, you can follow all of us and follow this whole awesome team on Babes Uplifted. That's where we'll be posting everything from our sexy ass pictures,
Yes.
to some fun
Thanks to this
reels.
guy.
Yes, our reels and the scheduling stuff, and just cannot keep up with us with that. So,
Exactly.
and of course, follow, like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube page.
Our YouTube. Pew, 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 pew.
Pew, 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 pew.
I'm excited for this.
Same, yeah.
I'm excited for the YouTubes.
Do you want to make it official and let them know what day we plan on putting out the videos?
Yeah, so make sure you guys go ahead and, when you hit that notification bell, every Sunday we'll be posting
Exactly.
a video.
You
So,
don't even have to think about it. It will just let you know.
ding.
So
Is that
subscribe.
what it sounds like?
I guess. I mean, I don't know.
He's like, sure.
Whatever. But
Whatever it sounds like, it'll make that sound.
yeah. So so make sure you guys go ahead and follow that, and follow our new fun and exciting journey.
It's going to be so fun. We have so many plans, and we're just so hyped to be into the next chapter. And thank you to everyone and all of the people that have been following us that are just continuing to grow with us. We really appreciate each and every one of you guys.
Yes, exactly. And for those who are new, we were starting on Twitch and stuff, so now we're just kind of revamping everything. So, yeah.
Is there a reason for that? I mean, this is a loaded question. I kind of know, but I mean,
Yeah.
what's the reason?
So a couple of the reasons. One was you had pointed out the searchability, right?
Yeah.
So we wanted to be able to have a place to be easily searchable based on topic. Whereas Twitch, even though it's really fun, we love interacting with the people that we don't even consider them followers. They're more like family. It's one of our favorite things in the world is to interact with them live. But being able to have things like more structured and things like that on YouTube, and to be able to watch things back, you know, and the searchability, those were like big things that we, especially because people would always be like, we want to watch that episode again. And we're like, it's been more than 2 weeks. Twitch put it down already. Sorry.
Yeah. So key thing is, if there's anything that we ever talk about and you think that it might help somebody out, you can now, you know, even if it's past 2 weeks, you can send them the video.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, we're here to help.
Or you want some shits and giggles or something, or look at some tits or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking more on that, if you're new, basically, we should probably tell them a little bit, since this is our first official one that we're gonna be putting out. What do you want to describe? What would you describe like our vibe, our niche, our
who we are,
vision?
Yeah.
What would you guys say? Let's each give our own opinion, thoughts, comments, concerns. No, just kidding.
Well, I mean, you started this, so why don't you start it off?
Yeah.
Well, that's why I kind of wanted to pick your guys' brain, is what you guys got from this thing that is like my baby, and we've evolved it together. I kind of want to see your perspective first, and then you can hear how I wanted it to be, you know?
Okay, so let's just say that. So before, as we said, we were on Twitch, and it was Akrai619 because her lovely husband, you know, during that pandemic, gave a community for people, and I was one of the followers that were. Sorry, guys. You're good. I was one of the followers, and I just tuned in for Backyards and Barbecues, BUplifted, and then from there I was just kind of like actively in the chat, and that's how Arya and I connected, and it was actually last 2021, I think it was March,
I think.
March. She invited me to be a guest, and then from there we just kind of like blossomed. So
You guys met in chat?
yeah,
Well,
I
kind
didn't know
of.
that.
So she had been someone that had been to Anthony's gigs a couple of times, and he knew her casually because she's in the DJ community, etc. And I went to one of his gigs one time. I went to Johnny V's, and I met her at like split second. I wouldn't even count that. Like,
it was okay. So actually, it was I remember it like it was yesterday. So it was actually in North Park. So if you're from San Diego, that's kind of like one of the.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, which bar?
U31.
I knew it. Okay, I was like, it's
Yeah.
got to be U31 then. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I was a little drunk, so.
So we met really briefly. It was just kind of like, hi, you know, like, dude, how are you? Well, I don't remember exactly, but it was just really split quick, and then we got the whole
re-met
Twitch
into
thing.
the chat. Yeah. And she had reminded me in the chat, she was like, because she would say things that I'm like, this girl sounds so dope. Like, who is this bitch in this chat, you know? And Anthony was like, you've met her before. And I'm like, I don't remember. And then she mentioned it in the chat one time. She's like, we actually met before. I've met you in person. And I was like, no way. What the fuck? You know? So,
Yeah.
and then I asked her to be my guest, and she agreed, and it was fun.
Right. And then, so it evolved from Akrai619 to BUplifted, and had a lot of fun in that. And then, so Arya and I have known Vince for quite some time. And okay, by the way, this beautiful studio, he's the one who, him and Linda is the one who manages. And if you're looking for a photographer to take your pictures, a studio to do your podcast, and all that, he's the one to hit up. So, and it's the Pixel Lounge SD. Yep. Yeah.
That was the easy way to say it. Yeah.
Yeah, right? But yeah, so we met, you know, we connected with Vince because he did our actual first photo shoot of BUplifted. And since then, he's been a hardcore supporter, and we love him for that. And then, yeah, so you want to jump in from your part from there?
Sure. Yeah. I guess it started off with me bugging the hell out of her.
Yeah.
To just do it, and then
She's like, I feel attacked.
so no. Okay, so
No,
I'm gonna give you the
Yeah.
gonna give you the short version of this, because I'm sure that because we revisit it so many times. So,
Yeah.
you know, so it was me bugging the hell out of you to keep on doing, or to just start.
Yeah,
And I
to
was
even
telling
start.
you, I was telling her, I was like, you know, I have the resources. If you have a voice, you know, like I might not be as important to like have a, what's it called? An interesting podcast, but I'm not going to deny everybody of what you have to say. So that's why I really wanted to get you started. So, as it went along, you know, me being a fan and a supporter and stuff like that, there's so many times that I was just sitting there. I was like, oh my God, I want to say some shit. And then like for the longest time, like I was putting like a lot of questions in the chat and everything. And then I guess she was just like, well, you're so active on it. Why don't you just be
be on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess that's why I'm here.
And then how does Queer Rich come in? Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun. I was supposed to be behind the camera.
And then we
Yeah.
hella pushed him on. We're like, come on, come on.
Yeah. So for sure. So Queer Rich has known Vince for how long?
Since we met.
Yep.
According-
Ever since we met.
since
That's
you
a
met.
long time.
That's a really
Yep.
long time.
That's like us. What a coincidence.
And you know, Queer Rich has brought so much. He leveled up our streams. It's of course including
He's like the
Vince.
brains behind the
Yes.
operation, like the technical brains and the genius, like behind the whole thing.
as well as Vince. Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So since they both kind of been on, it's kind of great because it's like how do you quadruple whatever the fuck? How do you
Quadruple threat.
Quadruple threat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
We just talked about this the last stream. There's just like this incredible way that we all complement each other. Like we all play our own little whatever part. I don't really know what the fuck I do, but like you guys, I'm like, you guys are amazing. Thanks for leveling me up, guys.
Oh my gosh. By the way, so it's funny. Ari and I were talking about it in the car while we're driving home. And I was like, it's cute because, like, Queer Rich is like the brains. Vince has like all the supplies and he likes to bring another element. And Ari's like the pothead, cool, like authentic. Like.
I mean, there's cool, but then there's pothead cool.
She's okay.
I'm one of a kind. I'm the only one that could be a pothead and like like a mom at
Yes.
the same time. you
Yeah.
know?
So she has her shit together,
Yeah.
And then me, I'm like, funny? No? Huh? Okay, never mind.
She's so stupid. She's like, I'm like the dork that's like, anybody
dumb
laugh?
slow
Anyone? She said she was the dumb slow one. I was like, what the hell? That's not even accurate description, even a little bit.
No.
But yeah, it's just funny.
But it was cute. She's like, I'm like the dorky dumb. I'm like, no, Lonnie, no.
So yeah, and then now we've became a quick fun. I don't know. Why am I saying quick? We had a lot of fun.
Quick fun.
We did a quickie.
We
Yeah.
ain't talking about sex right now, girl.
Yeah.
That's later.
Wait, what are we talking about today?
We will get there.
Okay.
Promise.
Yeah.
I think we're just kind of like reintroducing ourselves since this is
Yeah.
the first official, So yeah.
Yeah.
Is it my turn now?
It's
It's your turn.
Yes.
They already said everything that needed to be said. No, really, it started off like when Anthony, like when you said, when he built the community on Twitch, I remember him being just like, you know what, like I need to start a party on Twitch and I just want people to have a place to just like have a drink, feel safe, have a sense of normalcy. So he started the cooking and the drinking thing. And I just was like given life by connecting with people. And I was just like, this is so fucking weird. Like we're connecting through people on the internet and I genuinely feel them and I feel that we need each other, like we're their entertainment. Like the couple nights or couple Sundays that we would miss, people would be like, where were you guys? My Sunday wasn't the same. And, the pandemic is like fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So that really kind of like put this fire in my soul more than when I was talking, because Vince was trying to convince me like back in the day. He's like, you have it. Just do it. If I didn't think you had it, I wouldn't tell you. I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. But like I didn't believe him. I always doubted myself. Anyways, and then it's a long story short, because this is going to, like Vince says, it will be revisited many times. When I did the question segments on BUplifted Live, I think that was my big, like, there's so much more purpose and there's so much more that we could do than just fucking getting drunk and asking random questions, because there'd be some deep questions, right? And those like set of we would have a lot of sex questions, like a lot. So I was kind of known as like the Bastos stream,
Bang bang Bastos.
Yeah,
gang.
and like that became like
That's
a
why
thing.
I kept on tuning in.
He was like, they're talking about vaginas and dicks, guys. And I'm super fucking open about everything that I've experienced and been through and blah, 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 blah. So I think that kind of like drew people in and it felt them. And I always said like, this is a safe place. Like that's what I wanted my stream to always be, was this safe place where people could be funny, political, nasty, deep without being questioned. And then when I met you, damn, you fucking leveled me up, because I was like, she actually gives a fuck, like as much as me. I really, really didn't think that was going to happen. So she had the same vision of wanting to like reach people with our experiences and blah, blah, blah. And then in walk in like Vince, he's like, we've talked about this. He just inspires us, and he pushes us. He wants his friends to genuinely win. And because of that, we want to see him win. We're like, let's just do it together because we like get along so well, and then we have Queer Rich here, and he's legit like our big brother. Like, I'm like, dude, Queer Rich, what do you think? do you think that will work? You know, it's like
Yeah.
I genuinely like value his like opinion and his like wisdom. So
Yeah, Rich keeps us in check. At
Yeah,
least
for
me.
sure.
Yeah.
yeah,
The funny thing is, I almost said no.
yeah. Oh my god, it's so true. The
truth comes
out,
out.
right?
Yeah.
I can totally see
No, it
that.
is no, because the first time I met you was at Pixel, Picture
Yeah,
Fix,
Yeah.
and it was so long in between.
Right.
And I think when Vince asked me, and in my head, I was like, "Are they really doing it?"
Right.
Is it, you know, because you get a lot of people
Right, that are-
being involved in content creation space. Everybody wants to start something,
and then they
but they
give up.
always want to start, never actually
Yeah.
start.
Yeah.
And then when he said that, you guys actually did, I did check out a couple of your streams before, and that's when I said, okay, cool.
I know you. The first one was the one where you were like you were making fun of me. You know, reacting to me. That shit was so funny. I loved that shit. I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
we need to have him on my stream.
So what should people expect when tuning into Babes Uplifted?
I think one of the things that makes us very unique and special is that we never change, right? Where
Yeah.
whatever we are on camera is what we are off camera is what we are before we've gone to YouTube. Like everything is one and the same. So I think what I'm trying to say is what to expect is everything. Because
Yeah.
we have so many aspects. We will give you the funny shit where we dress up like Vince or we talk about sex and sex positions and worst dates, you know, but we're also going to talk about important things like how we had the family therapists, you know, on here, how we had some women on here that were divorced and, you know, single, dating. Like, we want to cover it all because we just want this to be a place where people hop on and they well, for me personally, where they hear our voices, they hear our stories, and either we make their day by something fucking funny that we do,
Yeah.
or we make a shift in their thought process or heart because we're talking about something that they needed to hear, you know?
Yes.
That's my vision for this.
what she said.
Yeah.
You guys, anything to add?
Well, I was just
And to
taking
make
it all
money.
in.
No, just kidding.
Yeah, actually, I think that's the best component is like, you know, obviously we're like not teenagers. We're kind of like on the older side. So we have a lot of that knowledge and that wisdom, but yet there's no facades,
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
right? There's not a lot of like, hey, I'm going to tell you how to do this, but I'll never tell you about my vulnerabilities towards it either.
right.
Like I could tell you right now, like the topic today, there's a lot of things that go through my mind when it comes to it because I've been affected by it. But I think that's what makes being able to inform and talk about it that much.
Even much better. Yeah,
Because I'm not gonna like tiptoe around it. I'm gonna tell
Right.
you exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
I think that's why we all click, right? Is
Yeah.
we're all very opinionated, but we are also very kind about it. Like, we understand each other's perspectives, but we all don't always agree, which is like what makes it cool is you
Yeah.
hear different sides, you know?
Right.
Because I'll even disagree sometimes, but then I still respect where you're coming from.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. So when we get in our first fight, we'll let you guys know. No, just kidding.
It'll probably be on the stream.
I
Yeah.
know, right?
Clip that. No,
I know. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So today's topic is
Do you know what it is?
It's right there.
It's right there.
okay. Once a cheater,
Always
Always a cheater.
That was really unison.
I
Yep.
love that.
Should we, on
And
three?
I agree with that. And thank you for a great stream or great video. Yeah, we're not streaming right now. It's so weird. I keep
I
on
know, because
thinking
we're
that
so used to the stream
yeah.
thing.
Dude, Rich was making an adjustment with the sources tab and stuff, and I was like, "Oh, there's people in the chat." I was like,
I keep looking too, like
Yeah.
it's just out of habit. I'm
Yeah.
not even reading anything, but I'm
Yeah.
like, what's the chat saying?
"Yeah,
Yeah. So bear with us as we're making changes.
Yeah.
But
If we're looking down there, that's literally probably what we're doing is we're trying to see the chat that is non-existent right now. So
yeah."
sorry.
Okay, so let's
talk
let's
about
get
it.
into it.
Yep.
So
Always a cheater.
once a cheater, always a cheater. Yeah,
I'll tell you this. I'm gonna say no because I've experienced that guy that's like still a piece of shit till this day, you know, and I've experienced the guy that like changed and became like, you know,
yeah.
the good guy, you know. So I don't know.
Yeah.
okay, so
I think it's situational. I always say that, but I really do. Like,
yeah,
What about you?
Agree yes to the no part because I feel like whether it be girl or guy, whether you be cheated on, it's gonna take that one person
To change?
to change. And it's not because they're asking you, but it's because how they genuinely feel about that person. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that-
the effect that they make on your life too.
Agreed. Like I always say, if a person's wants to cheat, they're going to do it regardless. Like,
yeah.
there's no amount of jealousy, territorialism, whatever, that's going to stop the other person. If they're going to do it, they're going to do it, you know? So,
Yeah, as a generalization, I think once a cheater, always a cheater. Okay. No, there's exceptions to every rule.
okay.
But at the same time, I honestly think that if it's in their character to do something, it's very unlikely that they're going to change their character.
Okay.
I don't know.
What's the level of cheating though? I mean, what do you define as cheating? Because sometimes I always think personally, for me, cheating is a two-way street, right? Somebody has there's a push and pull.
Yeah.
Like if we're dating and I ignore you for months on end, for years on end, it can drive you to find that longing somewhere else.
I was going to bring that up too.
Right. So, I mean, you know, it's almost like that story about like how this, you know, you always have that one friend that every time they're dating somebody, they're like, oh man, men are pieces of shit. They always cheat on me. Well, what's the common denominator?
Yeah.
You.
Yeah.
So you might be the problem.
That's true.
Right.
So, you know, look, you know, invest in yourself first and see what you might be doing to push these men away or women.
Or another perspective on that, when you say it's a two-way street, is I've actually had this debate online with people when I posted a quote about it before, is I've had like a couple of my close women friends that definitely wouldn't label them as cheaters, right? But they've been in this like unhappy relationship for like years, but there's like kids involved and blah, blah, blah. And she made out with a guy or something, you know, like something like that. And I'm like, I get where she's coming from, because the amount of loneliness and longing, not to say that it's right? I'm not excusing the behavior, but I understand what would have driven her there. And I wouldn't say that she's a cheater. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it was just this, she's not getting what she needs from her man, you know, kind of a thing. So.
Well, I understand that, but I still consider that a cheater, because at the same time, okay.
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
So I'm a single parent, right? But and yeah, having a daughter, it's important to have like a good relationship with her and everything,
course,
and preference, I would love to co-parent, you know, like have my, you know, wife at the time, you know, if we had the white picket fence and all that other stuff. Yes, that's a preference. But at the same time, I also want to show my daughter, you don't have to settle.
Yeah.
So instead of cheating, we just broke up.
Yeah,
you know?
I get that.
So yeah, that's one of the things. It's like, okay, if you can cheat, why didn't you just break up?
Well, so not to like put her business out there, but like one of the main reasons was there was like a lot of family dynamic to it, you know, like her father being like, you know, if you do that, you're going to break up your family. Just a lot of guilt tripping from every angle. So I could see why she would feel ashamed. Like, my happiness is not important. It's everybody else, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And you know, I'm different from other people.
Yeah.
So I completely understand that.
I mean, I get it. It's just like these little ones. Like when I know someone personally, I feel kind of like really empathetic to it.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know? So,
yeah.
but I like, generally speaking, I agree with you too. Yeah.
But I agree with Vince. 'Cause, like, in the grand scheme of things, it is cheating. Cheating is cheating.
No, it is.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely.
But there's
levels.
yeah, but there's been
Yeah.
times when I was married and I'd be at the club and somebody just pays more attention to me,
yeah.
or just you kind of I don't know whether it's alcohol, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
But it's like there's a lot of like that. People call it temptation, but for me, it's like more of a longing.
Yeah.
Like I'm not tempted. I'm more like
I'm looking for this.
yeah, it's more like, oh, look, somebody actually kind of understands me, or we're talking on the same level. It doesn't mean that we're, you know, that relationship is going to work out, you know, between me and whoever that person is. But it's just, you get that feeling and you're like, oh, for once, like,
Someone's giving me attention or something like
yeah.
that. Yeah, I get that.
Well, can you define what cheating is to you?
Well, for me, I mean, I'm not a jealous person, you know?
Okay.
So, like, where some people consider, like, talking, I don't know, maybe very literal, like, fucking to me is cheating.
Okay.
Like,
Is
That's kind of
sexting,
clear. Yeah.
yeah.
sexting, is that cheating?
I mean, I feel like that's just that's disrespectful, but I wouldn't call that cheating. You know, like I wouldn't call that cheating, but I know a lot of women that would. Would you call it cheating? Yeah. So.
Yeah, I feel like if there's anything that you need to hide from me, I mean, obviously if it's like romantically, then I feel like it's a form of cheating.
That's
Yeah.
actually what I was thinking
I
of,
think
is if you have to hide it. Yeah.
That's a good way of putting it, because I agree. Because, like, for example, like,
But that doesn't mean like you go out and then just fuck a girl and then come home and be like, babe, you wouldn't believe whose ass I got today. You know, that doesn't make it okay.
Yeah.
Just because you fessed up.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what?
Yeah.
I've done it.
No, but when you have to go through the process, like you said, even if it's a small text message, but if you have to go through your phone, find that delete button, make sure there's no fucking traces, then that's definitely a problem. I agree with that.
And if you're gonna fucking change the name, bitch.
Right?
Yeah. I was just thinking that. I was like, why does she have only girls in her phone? It's like, what the hell?
I feel like
Okay.
this keeps like, is this like loose?
Oh, here, I'll fix it.
It's like, why does your mom keep texting you at 2 in the morning?
Right? Like, why is your mom sending you fucking notification pictures like 3 o'clock in the morning?
Why is mom sending you kissy emojis
Hey, my mom sends me kissy emojis.
at
My
3 in the
mom
morning?
does too.
I mean,
Maybe.
I miss you.
yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so going into that, like, what are some signs of cheating that either you've experienced or seen?
When I get blamed for cheating.
That's for sure. I'm like, I never thought that was a thing, but
Yeah.
every fucker that cheated on me tried to accuse me. I'm like, okay.
You know what I heard about that? I heard that they're doing that because they're trying to justify.
Yes.
So two
Of
things.
course, yeah.
They're trying to justify their actions, and two is they themselves are doing it, so they know how easy it is, and they just can't believe that I'm not doing it too.
Yeah.
Or just to temper that guilt, right? You so guilty, you hoping she'd say yes. So
Yeah.
you go, okay, now we're even.
Yeah.
You know
Or
what I'm
like
saying?
my ex used to purposely pick fights so that he'd be like, well, you're probably fucking cheating, and, you know, like leave, like make me feel guilty because he was meeting the bitch that he was cheating on
Yeah.
me with. Like,
That's some shady shit.
dude, he would be like, blah, 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 and then he'd like fucking dip out, and then I finally caught on to it. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
you're picking a fight on purpose.
Okay.
You know?
So unpopular thing. I'm gonna actually say this. This is very unpopular. I know that nobody else probably thinks the same way as me, but thank God for cheating, because I could not break up with this girl.
Oh my god.
She would not let me break up. Like, I have a dent in my in one of my cars because so I tried to break up with her.
Oh my God.
And she closed my door, but she used her car to close my door. So there's this dent there, and she was like, "No, we're gonna stay together." So I'm like,
We're gonna stay together.
yeah,
Can
I'm
you
like,
imagine?
what the hell? So eventually I started seeing her, you know, well, first there was that one sign where she's all like, I think that you're hanging out with this girl too much, or blah, 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 this and that. I was like, I'm a fucking photographer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I pay for the shit that
What's it
you're
called
complaining.
Where they try to take it off of them. They
Oh, they're transferring the negative energy or whatever.
like the
Changing a mask.
I know what you're
Was-
talking about,
you
but
know,
I can't think of the word.
projecting. Is that what it's called? No.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Projecting is a good way to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's projecting because she's doing.
I
it.
guess so. So she was basically doing that, and then I noticed that she was starting to talk to somebody else. I was like, oh, maybe I should just give her time to like. So I'm like,
So if you want somebody to cheat on you and letting
yeah.
statements.
If you have a hard time breaking up with somebody, let them cheat on you.
Wow. No, you know what? Okay, I have a confession. That's true. Because I was dating this guy for a couple of years, and he is literally probably the nicest guy I ever dated. Like, just
Okay.
genuinely was madly in love with me. It would probably fucking do anything I ever asked, and I couldn't break up with him because he was so nice. And he was in the Air Force, right? And so they stationed him.
You
somewhere
dating
else.
a chick?
No, a guy. Oh, shut the fuck up, Megan. I was like, no, a guy. So I had even like, we were really serious. Like, I had even gone out and visited him where he was stationed and things like that.
shit.
But because he was so fucking nice and I couldn't break up with him, I legit like convinced him to cheat on me. He's like, yeah, this girl's hitting on me. I was like, doesn't that make you curious? Like, I would fucking brainwash him, like, you know, and then.
Did you get mad at him after though? Like, you piece of shit.
No, not at all.
Oh.
Like, not at all. I was just kind of like.
She's all like, I don't blame you. I mean,
He was like, I just feel weird that you're so okay with it.
you're like, yeah, go ahead.
No, and so then.
maybe you should try this too, because I like it when you do this to me. So
So I told him,
Yeah.
I told him very nicely. I was like, see, you know, there's other options out there. This is hard for you. Go, it's fine. It's okay.
Yeah.
Let it happen, you know? And then, yeah, and then I broke up with him because, oh man, I'm a bitch. This is the bad karma.
That's That's funny. So going back to like a sign, nowadays, you know, people are close to their phone, like to their hip or whatever.
Oh yeah, and
I
it's
get
turned
it.
over all the time.
Yeah. So I think I found a lot of my exes, because I didn't have a lot of exes, but the exes that did cheat on me, I noticed that every time I walk into the room, like they lock their screen or their phone's flipped over, or like, I don't know. Women intuition is very
Oh my god,
real.
so fucking strong.
Yeah.
You know what one for me is? For both, I've seen both men and women do this, is the smirking at the phone, and they don't even realize that they're doing it.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
like they're like, they have that like, oh my god,
Those
you know, like-
endorphins kick in.
Yeah,
You're
and,
like,
they're like- and then like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Oh.
You smiling at? Like,
Yeah.
like, oh, nothing. I was just talking to my homeboy. Like, you ain't talking to your homeboy with that smirk on your face. And even my girlfriends, I'm like, bitch, what are you smiling at?
Oh, I know.
You
You,
know-
caught me.
You
But I
know,
wasn't
there's this one thing, like, I don't think that if anybody ever answers the phone like this, they have sexual intention with the person that's on the other line. And it's when they pick up and they say, hey, you.
Oh, that's
Oh.
kind of true.
Hey,
That
you-
is
Like,
really
yo.
true.
straight up, like, I think
Oh my
that,
gosh,
like, if
that's
anybody
actually
ever
for
picks
reals.
up the phone and they say, hey, you, they have sexual intention with the person on the other side of the line.
Anytime Vince calls me, I'm gonna say, "Hey, you," from this.
I know. We just start talking to each other like, hey, you.
Aw. That's why I just
That's
go, "Yo."
actually a really good.
That's a good.
That's actually a good
Yeah.
point, because definitely if I was like feeling a guy and he, hey you know, like
Yeah.
they call like,
See?
what up, my bitch?
Lonnie's like, what's up?
I personally think though that it starts way before that, like the decline of intimacy and the decline of certain things actually
Why you gotta be so deep? Because that's true though. Yeah.
But I mean, that's
Absolutely.
that you and you feel that at home, but you're so I don't know. People just deny. You know, they basically trick themselves.
Yeah, they make excuses for it.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, well, you know, she's this, she's that, he or she's being distant, and at that point, you're like, oh, maybe it's just because of this, because of that, and it, yeah, at that point, you got to really address it and really take a look and see what might be going on.
This might be a little bit related to that, but then like you know, the whole topic is once a cheater, always a cheater, and I think that it's built in their character, because like most of the time that I've seen people cheat, it starts with like, let's say if I'm in a relationship and I'm not having a good like, you know, like it's just not going well. A typical character or characteristic of somebody that cheats, I've noticed, is they don't communicate to the person that they're in the relationship with, but then they're gonna vent to like,
yeah,
oh, you know, you
definitely
wouldn't
seen
believe
that.
what she said.
Yes.
But they
blah,
don't
blah,
talk to the
and
person.
then that person is just, you know, if they're feeling you, they're probably gonna be like, I wouldn't do that to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why, because it's like it's a subconscious characteristic, and that's why I'm like thinking, I don't think that they would never, you know, I don't think that, you know, or I do think that once a cheater, always a cheater. Now there's gonna be that exception, but if you think of it, is like, okay, is it because they haven't found somebody to cheat with? You know,
I don't know.
I think
feel
what Vince
there's factors in that.
I think
don't
what
know.
Vince is saying is that once you actually do it, it's easier for you to do it again.
Yeah.
It might not happen based on the relationship that you're on, but there's triggers.
Oh yeah,
There's triggers that cause you.
I believe that there's triggers that cause it for sure.
one thing that I have to say is if you catch your person cheating, and they say, oh, I'm sorry, you know, blah blah, it'll never happen again. This is the first time. It's never happened before. No, it's that first time of happening is the first time that you caught them. Yeah, it's not okay.
PTSD.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not. Oh, I've only done it once, or you know, it's never happened before. No, the only thing that's never happened before is you catching them.
Yeah, that's true.
I
too.
don't
That's,
agree with that.
Really?
Yeah, I don't.
I just think
don't.
that it's
Just because I've seen so many people, and I've cheated on someone before,
Okay,
and not that I'm like proud of it, but it was definitely like a one-time mistake, and I felt terrible about it. And you know, obviously it's not act right, but like in that relationship, I really never did it again. It was really like this one big mistake, you know.
see,
So-
I need more insight on this. If there's anybody that wants to be my girlfriend so I could cheat on them, I really want to see
just to see if I want to do it again after.
Yeah, you know, this for scientific purposes, I'm gonna need to do some research. So hit me up. My link is in the chat or in the description.
Yeah.
This is so weird. to say.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be some website where, you know, you could hire somebody that you can cheat on.
Yeah, so Mikey'sMeals.com. No, wait, is that not where we're going with this? Okay, sorry.
That's funny. No, okay, what you're saying though, I completely. Okay, have you ever stayed with somebody who's cheated?
Absolutely. I was dumb as fuck. Yeah, I can definitely admit that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I'm one of those too.
yeah. I mean, it disgusts me now when I think back to it. Like, God, what the fuck was wrong with me? You know, but I was a sucker for sure.
But
Yeah.
it depends, though. I think it really depends. Are you staying to hopefully fix it, or are you just staying?
No, because both of our names were on the lease. But it was
That's a factor.
so it was
Say that
it was
again.
that, and then it was the fact that like I was like, how can I get back at her? And I didn't like cheat as like a, you know, to get back at her or anything like that. So full disclosure, I didn't cheat. But what I did was I was just like, okay, well, you know, let's figure out what we're gonna do. Then I just ended up sticking her with. I took my name off of the lease and I just stuck her with the rent. I was like, sucks to be you.
Dang. Well, that's what she gets, though. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, the whole thing of like, fool me once, shame on you, fool me
Yes.
twice,
Shame on me.
Yeah.
fool me 3 times, fuck the peace
Yeah,
sign.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
I
with
feel
that.
that.
Yeah, same Z's for
I
sure.
fucking feel that.
That's so funny because whenever I hear that shit is like super deep for me too. I'm like, right?
I've been singing that shit so hard.
Yeah, same. Same. That's so funny.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I remember, so my last recent ex, he cheated on me multiple times, and my dumbass stayed because I was just like, ugh, I know he's a good guy. I know he has good in him, but like, why the fuck is he cheating? And first intuition, I always ask, like, what did I do wrong?
Of course.
I
of course.
do that too.
Same.
Yeah.
Are you like that?
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I always figure, like, what am I doing wrong? Like, and I even ask, am I giving you not enough space?
Yeah.
Am I not giving you enough
Right.
attention? Like, that's my first intuition. And then it's like, no, it's me. I'm like, okay, well, like, do you want to still be with me then? Like,
Yeah.
you know, like,
Right.
it's all that doubt.
It's a lot of doubt.
So-
it fucks you up for sure.
Looking back at that, what would you say to your past?
Oh, that I'm worth way much more than the
Okay.
situation that I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's better, obviously, in the scene. I just didn't realize it because I felt like, no, I had low self-esteem. Yeah.
I think that's what it always comes down to, but girls don't necessarily even realize that, you know? Like, I never thought to myself, like, oh, I have such low self-esteem. That's why I allow these men to cheat on me, you know? But I really thought, like, we have something special. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
I'm the best you'll see kind of a thing. It was the opposite. Almost like this false cockiness, but deep down inside, it was that I didn't respect or love myself enough to fucking go looking for better, you know? Like,
For sure.
now that I'm older, I realize it was insecurity, even though I was trying to play like I was like some fucking tough guy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and there's a bunch of red flags, and because that wasn't the first time that was cheated on me, I got cheated on the one prior to that. I was like, okay, like I thought about what she said, like, what's the common denominator? Why am I getting cheated again?
right.
You know,
I was gonna bring that up too because I always asked myself that, and I remember because I'm friends with some of my exes, even the ones that have cheated on me, and I hate this answer because I'm like, at first I thought it was just like, oh, he's just saying that, but I've heard it from multiple guys now that I've like been with, like I think 3 maybe cheated on me, and like all of them said the same thing. It's because you're too. And I think I mentioned this before. It's because you're too laid back. You're too nice. I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? Well, you're not a jealous person. And I'm like, well, we like fuck every day. You know, it's not like I'm not giving you attention because I'm a very sexual person too. And they're like, I know, I don't know. You just made it easy. That's the problem is that you make it easy. And I'm like, so I'm supposed to be a fucking possessive bitch? Like, I'm
Yeah.
just not that person, you know? So to me, I'm like, I am the common denominator, but should I change that? You know, like
I think it's more like the guys, they want to be wanted. Like it's almost like, you know, they it's a boost their ego. So
but from
if,
the other women, yeah, no.
yeah.
right?
So
Like,
but if you're not providing that, it's almost like that's an attraction for them.
but that's the thing. I would always ask that, like what you said. Am I not giving you enough attention? Like, no, dude. Like, our sex is amazing, or you're fucking you know. Like, it's like, then why? I really don't know. I would always hear that. I really don't know.
I fucking hate that.
It's just
answer.
because I don't know.
Guys don't think that way though. They don't. You're not gonna get the proper answer from a guy because
It's
they
just-
don't think
they're
on
really
that
just
mental
thinking
level. Yeah.
with their penis. I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You know,
My penis is up here.
mine
Yeah,
too.
I don't pull out.
Right?
I pull in so I can come into her heart.
Oh my god, we gotta clip that one. I don't pull out. I pull in to her heart.
That'll be on the highlights.
I know, right?
No, but I just think that, you know, again, when they're saying that it's weird because guys want to be like, while guys
we want to be appreciated.
Yeah,
and desired for sure.
Yeah, but because it's weird because like whenever you're at a, if you go to a bar, you go to a club or whatever, you're the one chasing. So sometimes it's a little different, you know, that you want to be chased also.
Me and my friend talked about that. I was out to brunch with a couple of my female friends, and one of the girls was mad at her dude, right? So she's talking about how like, yeah, no, fuck that. I'm not giving him no head, like whatever. And then my other friend like hella called her out. She's like, do you possibly think that maybe that's why he's going around looking, because you're not securing his manhood by not giving him head, you know? And she was like, what do you mean? She was like, maybe if you did give him head and gave him more attention, he wouldn't have to look for attention elsewhere. And she was like, shut the fuck up, you know, like she got all mad, like funny mad or whatever. But I was like, real shit though. Like I also understand that sentiment, you know, like like what you said, that he was needing that attention and she wasn't giving it to him, you know.
It's funny that you talk about that, is because so my last ex, when I was asking him like, what is it? Like, what is, if it's not me,
what is it?
What is it? Because I obviously am willing to want to meet in the middle somewhere with you, you know,
loved him.
Right. And when he finally gave me an answer, he's like, it's just because I want to fuck other girls.
At least it was honest.
Right.
I really think that's what it is, right? It's not about you.
Yeah.
It's the want to, like, I want to taste every fucking flavor, you know? Like,
and I got so mad, though, because I'm like, fool. And we've talked about this a long time ago on Twitch. But it's like, fool, maybe if you let me give you head, then it'll be a different story.
Right.
You know? But no, he
didn't want head from her.
But there's also...
That's weird.
Speaking of that, though, there's
a lot of things that I need to test.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna say there are a lot
He's all taking notes.
There still are a lot of men that believe that, or people in general, I'm not saying just men, that men are not intended to be monogamous. I mean, if you look at nature, how many lionesses are there in
a pack or
in a
whatever?
pack,
yeah.
fucking queer rich with these damn.
No, so me and Akrite got in this conversation. I want to hear your guys' because it kind of goes along with like the multiple partners thing. Someone that he knows was talking about how they're what's that one called where you can have everybody's like in a relationship with each other, like polyamorous,
polygamy,
something like that. And he was like, "What do you think about that?" You know, like blah 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 blah. And I think he was expecting me to be like, "Fuck no," like that's the normal answer, you know.
Yeah.
And I go, "Well, maybe that's not for me, but I mean, I get it." And he goes, "What do you mean? Like, you'd really think that could work?" I'm like, I don't remember what I said. I had a really good argument, you know, but I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh, that's crazy." And I'm like, I feel like as long as everyone's on the same page, like, and if that's your fucking deal, like, no judgment here. It's not for me, but I get why some people would want that, because some people really just can't deal with like one option. You know, they're like, I need a bunch of fucking motherfuckers.
This motherfucker gives me good ass head. Well, this
and if you
person
guys
can
agree on
sleep
it, then
good.
sweet. You know,
But I mean, like, also look at some cultures, and I think it's prominent in like the Middle Eastern cultures where you have multiple wives,
Right.
And the divorce rate is much lower.
much lower.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. Like, if you think about it, though, we are the only mammals, I guess, on Earth that use sex for enjoyment. It's always about repopulation.
No, and dolphins and monkeys.
Okay, close enough. No, but what I'm saying is that if today the world was about to end and it's just you and her here, you guys will naturally try to populate the world. No
Role
matter,
play. This is a new segment that we have here on the channel where we actually test all of our theories.
All of the theories.
Yep.
I was just more dead on how Vince was ready to grab me. Like, I was like, oh shit, okay.
No, but I'm saying, like, you know,
This won't take long, don't worry.
at the end, man, guys will just try to plant their seed. That's just the bare bones human nature side is.
And at the end of the day, a horny girl is gonna want her nut. You know what I mean?
No, she's gonna try to. She's gonna try. No, see, again, you're using it as a
No, I know,
pleasure.
I know.
But I'm saying you're in your head. You're gonna. If I told you, lock you guys in the closet and say, "Hey, the world ended. There's only you two."
You would naturally want to keep it going. Yeah.
I'm gonna change the
species
Science.
I'm gonna change the example that you gave because it was only me and Lonnie in the thing. So
He's
there
trying
was
to
like
bring everybody
no.
up.
There was
What if
really no choices. So it doesn't really play into like the
It would, if there were 6
Yeah.
other guys, she'd pick the best one.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the
Oh,
point.
that's
If there
true.
was 6 other guys, if there was 6 girls, I would try to impregnate all of them.
Yes.
If there was 6 guys and just you would probably just pick the best one.
I see what you're
Well, because you can create multiple children with multiple women. She can't carry 17 dudes' babies
Yes.
to populate. So that's also the difference is the product, that comes of it.
So in our next episode, if there's anybody that wants to be part of this experiment, I need.
We're renting an island.
That's so funny. BU Island.
Right?
BU to get down to
Yep.
Right?
I'm
my
so
God.
dead. Oh my god.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about. Wait, do we have to stop for the thing?
No, we're good.
Okay.
We got 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Okay, so let's talk about the effects. Like, how do you feel it leaves you, or what effects have you experienced? The effects of cheating.
Oh, it was straight hell. You question everything.
Yeah.
But I think for me the best part about it was I questioned everything, but I also had the ability to kind of like take a deep breath, and really question it.
Yeah.
Not question it where you're like the anxiety and you're
Right.
like
What
running
the
around
fuck?
like
Yeah.
what the obviously at first it happens, but you really gotta, and that goes back, and that goes into the next topic. I mean, not topic, but subsection, how to bounce back. But
Toxicity.
Do you feel like you had trust issues afterwards?
no, because I actually did do research and I really invested in myself after.
Like how you took part in it and things like that? or-
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because my firm belief is that, I took part in it no matter what it was. So I had to fix myself, because at the end of the day, if I fix myself, or for whatever that is, that because couples complain, and sometimes those complaints are valid,
Right.
And sometimes those complaints could lead to that. So you fix yourself, you do this, or like you haven't groomed yourself, you're not dressing nicely, you're like a slob, you're slaying around, whatever. So you fix yourself, but at the end of the day, my belief was that if I fix myself now, it'd be great if this relationship succeeds or it fixes itself. But if not, I'm not carrying the same bricks to the next relationship. I'm not building the same house. I am really just clearing everything. So I'm not
You're like an upgrade of yourself.
exactly,
basically.
because again, that's
That's deep.
what a lot of people do.
Right here. I know. Like right here.
Watch my titty.
Show the
back.
camera. Where?
Right here.
Just from the top, not from the bottom. Sure.
Right here.
There you go, guys. That's why you subscribe.
Clip that.
Right? Dang, Queer Rich, I feel low key attacked, man.
Oh man.
Well, on that note, maybe they just need to eat better. Mikey's meal.
Segue.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so are we doing ads in this or what?
Oh no, we're actually gonna film separate ads,
Yeah,
so
we're
we're
gonna
slice it in
We're gonna
between.
Slice it in.
Okay,
We're
so
gonna slice it in.
okay, cool. Sounds good.
Yeah.
So what about you? You feel attacked.
Yeah.
Elaborate, my love.
So when you were asking about like trust issues, motherfucker, that was so me. I had
Yeah.
definitely had trust issues. I had the whole anxiety in the beginning. What's crazy is it didn't hit me until I'm in this relationship currently. Like, damn, like I was affected pretty bad, and it's funny because I was just talking about this with my boyfriend. I was like, it's so good to feel like even when your phone's like this or whatever, like that trust, and then to feel like I know you ain't gonna go nowhere, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
It's
go
just this
anywhere.
feeling of safety and not like literal like protect me from the momos, but like it's like my heart feels safe with you kind of a thing, Yeah, I get that.
for sure. And then what Queer Rich said though, like that really hit hard to the core because I feel like I probably didn't give myself enough time, to the break in between. That's one of my red flags.
Dude, I think that's like, yeah, exactly. To elaborate, I agree with you because I feel like that's what, he said, like, what's the problem if you keep making the same pattern, right? And I think that's what it was, is I didn't even give myself time in the middle during some of those breakups to really realize, like, this is what I want in a guy. This is not. I just wanted so badly to feel loved and like feel validated because this other guy fucking fucked me up so bad, you know, that I would just jump into like the next one, and I'm like a relationship whore, you know, like I'm like, oh no, we're not just fucking. Like now I'm in this fucking new relationship with a guy for like 3 years, you know, like yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't realize too. Like, just quick elaborate on that is that. Now, I feel like I invested so much into my relationship, and that's maybe why they could have been cheated on me. Not that I was doing anything wrong, but I didn't have doing things for myself. You know, and I feel like that's something maybe the guys I was dating before, like that's something that they needed, was to see me like to be able to still do my own thing. Yeah. And not have to be like, oh, I want you next to me.
They wanted to see that like independence, almost not clingy kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear guys don't like the clingy thing.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't expect them to be there like every single time, you know.
Yeah.
But
there was lack of support at times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clingy can be cute for the first 20 seconds.
He said no.
No. I said like, for the first 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Yes. For the first 20 seconds, then you're like, okay, enough.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's that fine line between being needed and being needy.
Right,
you know?
right,
or feeling needed and feeling like, I don't know how to say it.
Like, I'm not your boo now. I'm like your fucking like parent that you want like everything from. There's a difference. Yeah,
well, I mean, like I've told my ex, I was like, you know, I don't want to be your whole world. I just want to be your favorite part.
Yeah, you've said that.
You know
before.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like
such a deep. That's a good one right there.
No, thanks. Like,
clip that.
But I mean, there's a lot of times it's like, okay, you know, when things are more enjoyable because we're together, I can understand that. But if you can't enjoy something without me, that's needy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go to the gas station by myself.
Well, no, I mean, like I'll do that to like protect you, but then you know, because
I don't want to pump my own gas.
No, I'll pump my own gas. I just don't want to go by myself.
I don't like pumping gas because I think I fucking had to do it for so many people, like my grandma, my auntie, my mama, my boyfriend's mom. I'm like, babe, please, can you just pump my gas for me, please? You know, I was the opposite of you with the trust issues. I think I was so big on like forgive and forget. Like that's why I kept fucking getting cheated on, was because I wouldn't bring any trust issues. I was always like, I'm the girl that wants to give the new guy a clean slate and not hold against him what my ex did, you know? And then I would get cheated on, but I'm like, the difference is because I always would reset myself. Every time it happened, I would fall much harder. You know what I mean? Like that dark place where you're just like fucking sad and depressed. Like each time got harder and harder. You know, it wasn't like the going into the next part. Like the bounce back was harder every single time it happened because I would always like go into the new relationship with this like still the faith of like, oh, love exists. You know what I mean? Like, so that broke me a little bit.
How has cheating affected you?
Oh, I enjoyed it.
Well, clearly.
Well, remember the reason that I wanted, or the reason that I got cheated on is because I encouraged my ex to cheat on me, and then
because you didn't want to break up with her.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wanted to break up with her. Oh,
I mean, you couldn't.
I couldn't break up with her. Yeah, it
was it like a guilt thing?
No, it was I'm gonna bruise myself and say it was you. It was the stuff like that, or you know, like you know, there was a lot of things. It was but then like after that, but you know the good thing about that was like during that phase, I was able to like start focusing because I knew that she was already starting to like,
drift.
Oh, he doesn't talk to me anymore, and it's like, okay, keep telling him that, you know. So
Did she think you were playing her? She was playing you, but deep down inside,
oh yeah,
you were the mastermind.
Dude, to this day, I think that she still thinks that and it's funny because like later on, she called me and she's all like, "Hey, am I a bitch?" I was like, "You're bitchy, but I'm not gonna call you a bitch."
Yeah.
And she's all, "Well, such and such." I want very careful to not say his name.
Yeah.
So such and such called me a bitch, and I was like, "Oh, well, it sucks to be you. That's what you wanted, right?"
Right.
You know, and then and it was funny because like leading up to that too, like after, the nerve of this girl, like honestly, you're gonna cheat on me, and then eventually like break up with me. Cool, that's great, but don't judge me on my life because all of a sudden it's like, oh, you're doing photo shoots again. I was like, yeah, and thank God that I don't have to give the money to you now,
right?
And then like, oh, you're DJing at clubs again. It's like, yeah, thank God that I don't have to bring you along and carry your drunk ass out. You know what I mean? You know, so it was funny because she was saying stuff like that, and she was all like, "Oh, I saw you checked in somewhere in on Yelp in Los Angeles," and I was like,
Oh my god.
I was like, "Yeah, I am."
Tabs and
Yeah,
shit.
and then she was all like, "Yeah, you I saw your location after that because I checked it." I was like, "You saw my location?" And she's all, "That's beside the point." I was like, okay, well, that's kind of my point, but whatever.
Right.
But at the same time, I was like, oh, you know, like as far as like how I dealt with it, and maybe this is a segue into the other, you know, like,
The
so
bounce back.
it didn't affect me because my situation was different.
Yeah,
But the
situational.
bounce back was like, you know, and this is talking from my point of view, and I don't know if you want to consider this like the guy's point of view or if it's just mine specifically, but you know, when we're with and now, you know, not to be all gender unwoke or whatever, but I'm gonna talk about my experience. When I'm with a girl, there's a lot of things that I prioritize. And then there's also things that I know that, okay, I could handle this on my own. So maybe I don't take this photo shoot or I don't DJ this wedding or whatever, because you're in that infatuation phase. And then I start, you know, like prioritizing her because, you know, you got the butterflies and everything like that. But yeah, as soon as you realize that you have so much more potential to be doing things for yourself, all of those activities that you miss with your ex or your girlfriend or whatever are quickly replaced with the things that you should have been doing for yourself.
Right. 100%.
Why that's so true though?
Wish I knew we should end
So, I
on this
mean-
episode.
I know, right?
So
That's true.
in conclusion, the bounce back is probably the best thing that can happen for you.
Yeah.
Now, like me doing more photo shoots, that's not because in spite of her. That's shit that I should have been doing.
Right, because you finally found it in yourself.
Yeah, me being like unhealthy. I started focusing on my health more. And it wasn't for her. I'm not gonna show her like
Yeah.
what she's missing. I don't give a fuck about her anymore.
Yeah. It's really for
It's
you.
it's for me.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's the same question. Like, remember that episode, the first one you came back, and I think Lisa Marie was asking about the Tia, and I said, I just want to be a little hoe. It's a lot of it. A lot of it's just, I just need it. I just want my time on
Right.
my terms.
Yeah.
Right.
I think if I was in
We
a
all go through our. Well, I didn't, but we went through the whole phase. No, I went through. Like I had like a little time in between.
for me, that was the best description of just like, I'm just here to have fun right now.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of things that happen during the week for me. I mean, there's this podcast, and there's my
Yeah.
YouTube channels. There's like S now because there's like multiple, and then there's still work, and then there's still whatever.
Being a parent, a family member.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That I don't really have time for anybody.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, like I
And
think
same
that
with Vince. It's like, you know, I'm just doing what I need to do. Oh no, what I want to do.
Yeah, what you want.
Well, and to be honest with you, I think that I'm in my whole phase right now, and that doesn't mean that I'm like sexually active with like a bunch of different girls, but
you're
it's
just
me
open.
indulging in the vices that I have.
Right.
You know, so the photography is something that I was passionate
Yo,
about.
so hit
and
us
now-
up, hoes, fellow hoes. Hit us up.
No, but
Canceled.
Whoa.
Ya hoes.
Yeah, DM me. It's in the description. But no, like, you know, that's one of the things is you know, I do indulge in the things that I should have been focusing on. So it's like now I'm healthier than I've ever been. I'm what's it called, doing the photo shoots and everything that I wanted to do, and from that it spawned a business where now I have a studio where we can do our podcast.
Have you seen that meme that's like, bitches really be fucking getting divorced or break up and be fucking owning a house, 3 businesses, getting a degree like right after? I was
Yeah.
like, it's true, not just bitches, but like everybody, like they go
Yeah.
through that upgrade after getting out of the relationship they shouldn't have been in, you know?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was me.
Right. I was going to say, I feel that for you, for sure.
Yeah, that for sure.
How did you bounce back?
She found her love of her life.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no.
But you had the time in between, so it wasn't because of him, but
Yeah.
that was the golden nugget at the end of it, right?
Right. Well, I think I had like a year and a half of my me time, and so I went through my whole phase. I got to experience things that I didn't get to experience before. The whole dating scene, feeling somebody courting me, you know, just a lot of reflection, and then figuring out what makes me happy.
Yeah.
So thank you to the pandemic for that too.
Right.
So yeah, to just sum it up, it's just a lot of reflection.
That's
Okay.
good.
Yeah. What about you?
What's the question again?
How did you bounce back after being cheated on?
Dang, that's a hard question. I think if I'm going to be completely raw and honest, like I don't really think that I ever really bounced back. I think that's why there was a point in my life where I had to go to therapy for, different things, family issues, my own issues, because I was always consuming myself with caring for other people that I didn't even have time to grieve for myself. You know what I mean? Like that was my story, was like, oh my God, my fucking ex of 8 years cheated on me, whatever. And it was just like drown myself in like my brothers, my job, like whatever. And then found another guy and was like in a relationship with that guy for like 2 years. It's like, I was just so busy fucking not prioritizing my mental health that I think I'm healing even now. You know what I mean? Like just like learning
I feel
my
that.
triggers and like still growing from those traumas and stuff like that, because I never really let myself grieve and heal.
Right. Okay. And then just to like not trying to take away from your shine,
No,
but
not
like
at all. Yeah.
even with that year, with me being separated still from anybody, it was still rough too, because I feel like I was, like you said, I was dived in so many different things with work that I didn't get to have my own space.
Right.
So even though I'm in my relationship now, and because he's so great, he's shown me like, hey, like this is some of the things that you need to work on, but I'm willing to work on it with you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to speak more on that, like me and Ackright, right? Everybody knows, well, the people that follow us, they know that he came from a really, really toxic relationship, and I mirrored that. Like his girl and my dude were like the narcissistic king and queen, like we both came from the same thing, and we built this family together, and we're together now. But even now, like we realize like our problems is because we never fucking healed from those relationships. So we're like fucking fighting trauma with trauma. But really the reason why it works is because we understand that. You know what I mean? We're like, okay, this is not me. This is because like, and in him, because he wasn't into mental health and he doesn't really understand that kind of stuff now, as like he's growing, and like I'm seeing him reflect like, oh man, I didn't realize that like that's why I get fucking angry about that, was because when that bitch used to, like he's now figuring and healing, and it's like it's harder because we're doing it together, but at the same time it's happening. So I guess that's positive, but
Right.
I definitely think that solo time in between is like really, really healthy and is needed for the bounce back, in my opinion, because I feel like I missed out on that almost, like
For sure. Yeah.
how was your bounce back? Just being busy and
My bounce back was good.
He's like, I'm still bouncing
he's
back.
like, I'm bouncing on it right now, bitch.
I'm not the one bouncing.
No, I said, the bounce back was basically just, you have to work on yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, it's a continued
100%.
process. I don't really know if I'm ready for a new relationship.
You're doing you.
It seems to be an inconvenience to me right now.
I genuinely feel like, not to sound like cheesy or whatever, but I feel like it happens when it's time to happen. You know,
Right.
like that's how you'll know. Is you'll just know like, oh, this fits into my lifestyle right now. Like
I think that's really important, and just keep in mind that when you have time to focus on yourself, realize that there is somebody out there that can make you happy, but also realize that person is you. So
yeah, exactly.
work on yourself.
I think that's a great way to like just sum everything up.
Yeah.
So thanks, Vince. You
Oh.
got some good ass cue points.
I know, right?
And freaking queer
and
Rich.
singing. I'm just kidding.
We're just the broken men back here with a lot of insight.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We're the broken women up front, so it's fine.
That's why you should watch us.
Exactly. We have so much brokenness to share. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in to Babes Uplifted. I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation. Again, make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram.
Everything will be in the description bar.
And click the notification thing.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
I did it.
Yay.